everybody, and welcome back to Horizon Zero Dawn. Rival here, and we're on the Zero Dawn story. Come on, buddy, stick your head out so I can blow it off. Damn. Alright, looks like that brute didn't see us. That's good. Can I get through there? I can. No night, Gracie. See if there's anything down here. No medical there. Nothing there. Up there is going to be difficult to deal with. But if we can sneak up the ladder, maybe, just maybe. More guys over there. On that. On that. No, not a good shot. Not a good shot. He's up above me. What a sod off. Come on. Get lost. I want him to go back, because then I can get him. There you go. Got him. Alright, so that's him dealt with. Not going to grab that yet. I think there's only him left. They're way up there. Yes. Here he comes.
Might have a man down.
Haven't you got anything better to do?
Get up there. Get up.
Ugh. Already fester.
That's the last of them.
Wow. That was annoying.
In what should have been a cave of wonders.
Just, she wouldn't climb. I don't know why. I mean, it goes over the edge. Wow, that's not... 44 desert glass. Okay. thought we had like 70 or something. There was some bits around here, so I want to make sure I get them all. Okay, so it's this one up here, it looks like. And if it's the one I think, this is pretty much heartbreaking.
Dr. Sobek, please archive this testimonial in Apollo. Cross-reference to all mentions of my name and Operation Enduring Victory. My name is General Aaron Harris. From 2060 to 2066, I served as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the highest-ranked officer of the United States Armed Forces. The tenure of my command included strategic planning and oversight of Operation Enduring Victory, a falsehood perpetrated on the civilian populations of the United States and other nations during the last 14 months of life on this planet. Before the Pharaoh Plague, I did my job and did it well. I was bold and decisive, crafty in political maneuvers. It wasn't an accident that I rose to my position and became the commander of the largest mechanized force ever assembled. But to what end? My only lasting achievement was the extinction of life on Earth. And my one redeeming act, if any, was to delay that extinction by days or weeks, by throwing more death at it. It is my hope that there will be no need for men like me in the world to come. If you are one of the people of that future world listening to this message, please know that I am sorry, and that I wish you well. Sincerely, Aaron Harris.
General, you were a complete badass when we needed you to be that. That is the mark of General Harris. The fact that he didn't hide from the responsibility of what he did. He didn't let it go into the past. You know, no one would know about him. No one would know what he did, what he resided over. Instead, he literally wrote it all down, or in this case, voiced it, so that everyone would know. So it wouldn't be hidden.
Welcome to Hades, Zero Dawn's extinction failsafe protocol, the ultimate killer app. Now, I know what you're thinking. The purpose of Gaia is to resurrect life. So why give her a subordinate function, only purpose of which is to wipe out life all over again? I mean, what? Just plumb crazy, ain't it? Well, no, it isn't. Reconstituting a biosphere? That's a tall order. Tech smart as Gaia may be, odds are she won't get it right the first time. I mean, imagine you're Gaia, 200 years from now, and this new biosphere growing, it's all gone wrong. Alkalines are skyrocketing, coniferous forests eroding under the lash of superstorms that would have drowned Noah. It's chaos, a spinning top that won't stop wobbling. Now what are you gonna do? Release phase 1 organisms into that hot mess? Hope their CO2 and methane can balance out what you got started? Hell no. What you're gonna do, Gaia, is step aside while Hades takes over and does what you're just too darn nurturing and life-loving to do, which is burn that misbegotten mess of a biosphere to the ground so Gaia can start over. Okay, not burn, more like reverse terraforming operations and suffocate it. But you get the idea. Hades takes the biosphere back to zero. Square one, blank slate. And then, only then, does it hand the steering wheel back to Gaia and say, try again, old girl. And better this time, or we'll have to do this again. That's Hades. It's pretty badass when you think about it. Extinction on demand. Death on speed dial. All for the greater good, of course, but still, kind of metal. So welcome to Hades. Welcome to the void.
Okay, so if that's the original purpose of Hades, why does it want me extinct?
We need more data.
And how does it end up in the wreckage of a Pharaoh Titan, getting worshipped by the Eclipse like some kind of god?
I'm learning as you are, Aloy. Keep searching.
So why is it doing what it's doing? Because that's what it's designed to do. Noise complaints. Okay. Travis Tate, Elizabeth Sobek, noise complaints. Color me confused, Lizzie. Bashcore? Anyway says the old TT codes to Bashcore is straight up line, you know? Because, you know, old Trav don't have no truck with commercialized Razdaz. Nuh-uh. Heck, I'd rather guzzle a liter of or whatever that's over and listen to the Grey Swarm for 30 seconds. Hand to God, I swear on my mama's grave, and she was religious. Now, that ain't Bashcore blasting the Hades lab, shaking the walls and rattling folks' teeth. It's death metal, girl. Classic music, 80s and 90s mostly. Got me some Dutch deathcore, some Japanese gore grind, and some Swedish cannibal themed stuff too. Stop by if you want to listen, or heck, just come within 50 meters of the lab. Ain't no Bashcore you'll see, or hear. Rather, the screech that rends the air and feel the throbbing pulse of the floor and the walls and the ceiling swallowing you up like you was Jonah trapped on the gullet of a gothic deathfish. Hallelujah. That's for those requested. Turn it down. No can do, Lizzie. This is how I code. Turn down my death metal, might as well give up stimulants, chocolate malts, and industrial accident vids. Last I heard, we were supposed to be coding Hades down here. Am I really supposed to code the Extinction Protocol without death metal to inspire me? No, I don't think so. Stay cool. He's into his, heavy metal. I love him. I love him already. Travis, never change, buddy. Never change. Hades Protocol. Tate here, just popped 3 blues, but I earned it. Finally figured out a Goldilocks solution for Gaia's rather extreme executive authority. If it ain't worth 10 to 12 hours of dream time, what is? Before this, every usurping protocol I designed failed in simulation because it was either too hard or too soft. Too hard and it degraded Gaia's core. Sure, it pried her figurative fingers off the figurative driving wheel so Hades could take control, but by breaking her fingers. Sometimes her arms too, so that couldn't fly. Everything depends on Gaia taking back control after Hades has done its business. So I had to find a solution that didn't leave Gaia any worse for wear. Too soft and Gaia only pretended to relinquish control. In simulation after simulation, Hades would take command of the terraforming system and reverse operations, only to have Gaia lurk in the background, quietly re-reversing the processes and falsifying telemetry to hide its interference. Sneaky, I swear, it ain't nothing Gaia wouldn't do to keep life going, even when it's just simulating plant life. Turns out the just right solution is to isolate Gaia in a protective code shell, preserve its integrity, then unseat it from command position so Hades can slip into figurative captain's chair and work its magic. Those blues are coming on strong now, so I'm not really describing it so clear, but pretty sure it worked. Yeah, those blues are pretty strong. Guess it's time to sleep and bed. I'll be back tomorrow. Alligators. I think he meant to say laters, but he came out with alligators, which I think is amazing. I may have to use that as my my way of saying goodbye from now on. You know. Archive abuse. Mr. Tate, this mail concerns Apollo archive submission. I'm not going to try and read that number out. Your 666th submission in just 5 days. Oh, and what a doozy. Despite earlier warnings, re inappropriate materials, you chose to submit 265 holographic remasters of acknowledged classics of extreme exploitation cinema. Allow me to then thank you on 2 counts. 1, for giving me the pleasure of rejecting your submissions, thereby consigning your favourite Eastern European torture flicks and their ilk to the dust heap of oblivion. It truly warms my heart to know that I have just saved future humanity from an ordeal of experience not just one, but all 16 installments of Making a Millipede. Don't worry, the Pisani material has already been preserved. Extreme, perhaps, but art. 2, for clarifying the concept that has been so long ambiguous and ethically fought for archivists such as myself, the definition of obscenity. You have freed me from such subjective quagmire embodied in Judge Potter's famous utterance. I know it when I see it. Thanks to you, I can now apply a single objective citation. If Trevor Tate submits it, it's obscene. Accordingly, I've directed Apollo staff to summarily reject all of your future submissions, sight unseen. Perhaps you might invest your time you have spent in preparing further submissions. Oh, no, I don't know. Your assigned work. We have a world to save after all. Or the rest of us do anyway. She's brilliant. I like her. I'm now a bit concerned about Tate, but you know. Alligator State.
Looks like the only way onwards.
No bad guys or anything around. This is good. It's a hollow projector, so it looks like we've got another.
Welcome to Eleuthia, the crown and king of Gaia's subordinate functions. For it is by Eleuthia that the human race will continue to exist. I am Patrick Brochard-Klein, the Alpha in charge of this program. Now let one thing be perfectly clear from the outset. Eleuthia is not a genetic engineering project. Our goal is to preserve the human genome, not alter it. A snapshot of human genetic diversity, literally frozen in time. The genetic quintessence of our species, unmodified. Under my watch, our activities and initiatives will comply with the 2034 clone provisions and the 2048 Rally Accords. Now that may seem a quaint, even trivial concern to you in light of present circumstances, but as one of the authors of the Accords, it is far from trivial to me. The practical challenges before us are staggering in scope and complexity, but not insurmountable. No. Global collation and provisional storage of zygotes, perfection of exogenic technologies, design and perfection of servitors, to provide nurture and inculcation during early child development. All of these program components must and will proceed in tandem. To say nothing of the breakneck construction of cradle facilities at sites around the world. So, si vous êtes prêts, let us begin.
Okay, kind of seems a bit up his own backside, but when he's kind of the world's leading authority on it, you can't really argue with the guy, can you? We've got loads of things here. We've got like 3, so let's check this one out. Okay, from Brochard Klein to Sobek. Eleuthia 01 is successfully sealed before the swarm advancing across Xinjiang province could detect it. Ping back from the crucial systems is good. For our maiden voyage, a success. Regards my disputes with the betas over Z-Guide selection. Of course, I understand we have limited overhead to run simulations of gene flow in our future humans, but we can all agree there is a margin for refinement in future cradle populations. Donc, in addition to personally overseeing completion of Eleuthia 2 site inside Mount Namoli, I will formulate and propose modified Z-Guide selection plan within a week. Okay, so obviously the first one was set up, but there's some issues about, you know,
Should have brought a cart.
what should be like put in and what isn't being put in, and how much, how quickly, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, FC chambers. The ectogenic chambers arrived 2 days ago. I've spent the last 36 hours examining them and poring over technical documentation. They're a revelation, astonishing. I don't know what you had to give Far Zenith in trade to get these chambers, but it was worth it. In a single leap, their embryologists have vaulted past 50 years of technological shortcomings. The risk of ECMO resolved. Nutrition delivery resolved. Hormonal stability resolved. 12 other risk areas resolved. Before I examine these chambers, I considered the Odyssey to be a fool's errand, but if the rest of FC's technology is at this level, well, a human colony around Sirius doesn't seem so impossible after all. Mass fabrication of the chambers will present a number of challenges, but I'm confident they can be resolved. I'm going to rest for a few hours, then get back to it. Expect fabrication plan within 48 hours. So these would be the, like, these chambers, I think? Maybe?
Are these what I think they are?
Artificial wombs. Machines to spawn a new generation of human beings.
That's as far as Model K. Ectogenic chamber of advanced design. That's the model. So that's what they ended up with. That's what they generated themselves. That's what they started with. Cool. Cradle servitor personae. Development of the artificial personae for cradle servitors, nurturer, disciplinarian, healer, continues a good place. We are targeting Turing 0.4 for these constructs. This should allow low-grade empathy and limited improvisation without undermining adherence to codified behavior sets. The stimulus-driven switching of personae, however, is proving to be a greater software challenge than anticipated, especially concerning our entrenched feedback loops between the disciplinarian and healer personnel. I have also attached reports of from an incident where the servitor running the mother personae intervened on the disciplinarian servitor's behavior. A parental argument, if you will. Amusing on the first glance, perhaps, but deeply concerning. I've attached a comprehensive plan for correcting these interactive personal shortcomings in just... Alright, so basically they were designing parents. And, you know, some parents are disciplinarians, and some of them are kind of... You've got to kind of do a bit of both, and it looks like the different personalities were kind of fighting over each other.
Cradle facilities. Elizabeth said a new generation of humans would be spawned inside such places.
She did.
All Mother Mountain. It was one of them?
There's only one way to be sure.
The hatch wouldn't open. Something about a corrupted alpha registry. I need to search Elizabeth's office.
Let's go. Nothing in here. Alright, let's climb. Make sure we're not missing anything over there. I'm not seeing anything on the radar, so there we go. We got a couple of bits now.
Pure logic won't cut it, Ted. To pull this off, Gaia's going to need to have some skin in the game. It has to care.
What if it runs amok? Have we learned nothing from our mistakes?
Your mistakes, I think you mean?
All I'm saying is give it a kill switch.
She was just born, Ted. I'm not gonna put a gun to her head while she's still in the cradle.
You talk like it's a child. What if it becomes a monster?
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
Of course, Gaia, go on.
I'm sorry to contradict you, but Mr. Farrow's argument is sound. At this point, the development of my psyche is not entirely predictable. To ensure preservation of life, a hardwired override is, I believe, a necessary safeguard.
There. Satisfied, Ted?
Jeez, Liz, just do what it says.
Barrow's scared. He's residing over the destruction of the human race. All his fault. Would that be Gaia?
Looks like it used to hold something. Some component that got removed.
Nuts would benefit from antilopinae morphologies. though caprid forms show superior load-bearing capability.
You're a quick study, Gaia.
Dr. Sobek, as I have conducted this comparative analysis of mammalian morphologies, I've gathered extensive data on the quaternary extinction event.
Oh? And your assessment? Gaia?
Logically speaking, the extinction was a natural consequence.
And yet...
And yet, I find the loss of megafaunal species unaccountably sad. That they passed forever into oblivion causes me to experience a grief that is difficult to describe. Am I malfunctioning?
No, Gaia, you're not. This is good. It's very good.
She's transforming from a standard computer system into a true AI, having feelings, thoughts, emotions. It's kind of scary.
You will undergo a brief period of unconsciousness during relocation to Prime and final instatement.
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
When you're back up and running at the new site, we'll bring the subordinate functions online and see where we stand.
Elizabeth, I detect distress. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
I realize that circumstances compel us to launch earlier than we hoped, but all subsystems are operational. The odds stand in our favor.
But what if... Gaia, there's nothing left out there. You can't even survive unless you're wearing an environmental suit. There are billions dead, in fear and agony. What if it was all for nothing?
Elizabeth, extinction was inevitable. Thanks to you, life will have a future.
You really believe that?
I believe in you, Elizabeth. In you, all things.
Elizabeth was worried. What if everything she'd done, everything humanity had sacrificed, what if it all failed? What if it all went wrong? How do we get into there? Okay, prying the door open. Looks like we've got a few extra bits. Odyssey has failed. Odyssey was that spaceship that was going to orbit Sirius until the robots died out and then come back. Elizabeth Sobek, all alphas. Odyssey has failed. Oh, some terrible news. I'm afraid Far Zenith has informed me that Odyssey mission has failed. Last night, telemetry indicated a catastrophic antimatter containment failure as the drive spun up to depart the solar system. The ship, its crew, its cargo of Zegites and seeds, its alpha build of Apollo were all lost. Zero Dawn is now the only hope for the continuation of the human species and earthly life. We must succeed. So they had an alpha build of Apollo on board. Well, that does mean if they had an alpha build of Apollo there, and we know that Apollo is basically all the life, you know, all the knowledge, everything. That is like, the systems can be copied then?
Forget about traveling light.
Well, you know, traveling lights are for the weak. Artemis. From Charles Ronson to Elizabeth Sobek, Artemis status. It's coming along, Liz. I'm positive about it. If these words still mean anything, I have my sleeves rolled up negotiating with frozen zoos for their samples. So many species trapped in ghoulish holograms dioramas suspended in what-ifs more than 14,000 that went extinct between 2000 and 2043. We started mapping out primary succession, selecting the pioneer organisms for balanced, stable biosphere, microorganisms and insects, rabbits, hawks, foxes, wolves, thousands more that will have to wait their turn until our new generation can be entrusted with the duty of restoring them, so they can return to a world that, this time, will understand the concept of conservation before it's too late. There's already been too many lates. We lost the whole collection team during the swarm breakthrough of Myanmar. The sample we lost there, well, irreplaceable. But thanks to you, Liz, the circle of life will bend, not break. The Earth was a lifeless rock before. Someday it will be again, but not now, not like this. Not on our watch. Ronson. So Artemis was all about repopulating the planet with... Oh, I wasn't sure if I had done that one. Repopulating the planet with animals. Okay. This, well, things are going to get busy now.
The Alpha Registry master file.
Intact?
Yeah. No signs of corruption.
Then what are you waiting for? Copy the file.
With this, I can restore the registry at the hatch inside Allmother. Open it. Go inside.
And grasp the secrets within.
Where I was born. Maybe who gave birth to me.
Who? Are you really so naive? There will be no who waiting for you there, Aloy. Whatever birthed you into the world was a what, not a who.
You bastard.
Oh no, I had a legitimate birth. It's you, Aloy, who are the creation of a machine. But what kind of machine and why? Why were you created?
Uh-oh.
Eclipse.
You need to get out of there. What you found is too valuable. You're too valuable.
Hey, Hades. Oh, no, sorry, Helos. Ooh, boy.
Still alive. Good. I have a more suitable death in mind for you, child.
We discovered the truth.
My entire life, I've always known one thing with prophetic certainty. That I was destined for glory as a great champion of the sun. Even when Jiran was murdered, even when Meridian fell, I never doubted my destiny. Until you came along. When I heard that you had survived, a doubt took root in my mind. As sure as the sun rises and falls each day, those I am bade to kill die. And yet I failed. How? Why? With each dig site you attacked, each loyal soldier you killed, this pestering doubt grew. It grew when High Priest Bahavas went missing. And when the true Sun King Itamen was snatched away. It not only grew, but multiplied. I kept thinking of the moment my knife pierced your throat. One twist, a simple tug of the blade, and you would have bled out. In slaughter, I am a practiced hand. So why hesitate? Why fail my destined purpose?
Trying to bore me to death, Rost. I want to say Rost.
See that scar on your cheek? You didn't get to finish.
Yes, I remember. He fought well. For a savage.
His name was Rost, and he was a better man than you could ever hope to be.
The better man is the one who doesn't end up with his guts steaming on the ground. No, it wasn't him. I could have finished you before he attacked. But I didn't. This failing troubled my thoughts, haunted every step. It was only when I captured you, down in that place, that I finally glimpsed the sun's design etched at length across the course of events. You were meant to survive that day on the mountain. Meant to interfere at dig sites and kill my men. Meant to eliminate High Priest Bahavas. Meant to snatch Itamen away. Conversely, I was meant to capture you. Here.
Oh god, he likes talking.
So that you might die as a sacrificial offering to the sun. Everything as it was meant to be. Predestined and preordained.
You're a puppet.
Some destiny. You're following orders, not some grand cosmic design. You're a puppet, with Hades yanking the strings. A pawn pushed around by larger forces. It'd be laughable if there weren't so much killing involved. Hades is an ancient machine, not the buried shadow of Karja myth. It doesn't care about Meridian. It wants to kill everything and everyone. And you are its dutiful slave.
I serve not the buried shadow, but the sun in shadow. All halves of nature joined to one cause. Shadow to sun, dark to light.
Do you really not hear how ridiculous that sounds? You've gone from serving an insane homicidal Sun King to an insane homicidal machine. You're moving down in the world, not up.
I'll remember those words as I watch your corpse burn. Whatever's left of it. You fail to grasp the point. As surely as you've been conquered, so has all doubt. And with certainty of belief comes unstoppable force.
Then open this cage and put your faith to the test. See if things work out like you expect.
The circle has closed. Every element is in its proper place, exactly where it belongs. The errant beast, now caged, will serve her true purpose. A sacrificial animal. Oh, speaking of sacrifice, I forgot to tell you. After you crashed the Eclipse network, I sent messengers into the east to rally the forces there and mount an invasion of the sacred land. I ordered every Nora killed. I was hoping to catch you there, but alas, it all seems to have been unnecessary.
They cast me out.
The Nora cast me out at birth. You're not hurting me if you hurt them.
Really? Then it makes no difference one way or another. In any case, I couldn't recall the order even if I wished to. Thanks to your destruction of the network, communication over distances is impossible. You not only doomed yourself, but an entire tribe. Do we not see the scorching judgment of the sun in these events? Your focus. Such a powerful device, isn't it? And yet, so fragile. So you see, this time, I did not hesitate. The knife has already been twisted.
No, she's still alive, you moron. Okay, guys, we're going to leave it right there because there's a slightly large fight coming. And we have no weapons. no weapons at all. So, beginning of the next video, Aloy's going to have to fight for her life. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. If you liked this video, then please do hit that like button. Don't forget to comment and share if you're new to the channel like we saw. Please do consider subscribing. And thank you once again to my patrons who make all this possible. But until next time, you lot take care of yourselves. I'll see you there. Bye-bye.